If your Facebook and Instagram ads have felt less profitable in the last 6 months, it's not because of your creative, it's not because of your budget, and it isn't because of your offer. Instead, it's because Meta changed the way that their system works quietly in the background, and most business owners didn't even know they did. It's called Andromeda, and essentially everything in the last 18 months in terms of how your ads are shown to people, who they're shown to, how they're displayed has changed, and it's quietly stopped them performing. So if you've noticed performance go down, this will be why. In this video, I'm going to explain to you exactly what's changed and what it means to you as a coach, consultant, or agency owner running Facebook ads, and how I've made these changes across client accounts running top of funnel campaigns to consistently keep their followers well below £1 a follower, whilst all other accounts in the industry are generally dying. Before Andromeda, you used to go into the ads manager, create an audience, and essentially in that audience, tell Facebook who you wanted it to target. Men in the UK between a certain age range with these certain interests, and Facebook literally just put your ad in front of them. Andromeda has literally flipped that around. So now instead of you being the one in control of who's seeing your ad based off your audience targeting, the Andromeda update means that Facebook has more control and their algorithm does more of the workload. So it essentially means that you need to lean more into their algorithm, because their algorithm is listening to what you're saying, seeing what you're doing, and it's ultimately analyzing your creative and the copy that you use to dictate who your ad should be shown to. So ultimately, this means two things for you. The targeting that you do on an audience level should be broader now. And then the second thing is that your ad should be even more specific. If you can dial those two in, where you've got a broader audience and a more specific ad, you will find that your quality is even better, your lead cost is even cheaper, and your ads are far more profitable. However, for coaches, consultants, and agency owners, generally a lot of them will spend a lot of time running top of funnel follower campaigns, and a lot of what you'll see online about the Andromeda update is specific to e-commerce brands and brands running ads direct to selling people through funnels. Last week, I had a client spend £219 on ads, and they made £6,600 back, all with a top of funnel campaign while the whole Andromeda update is going on. Here's exactly what we did with the content to make it really specific without selling on the front end. So all that we did is we expanded the audience. The audience, we chose a gender, so women in this case, we chose an age range, and we chose one location. Inside this, we had very specific content. This content we posted organically first to fact check and make sure that it actually worked. We saw proof of concept first. There's no point us going in and just running content with an ad if it's not performed organically before, because we're then paying to guess, whereas we could literally guess for free by posting it organically. But the big variable here is, instead of just posting it on the grid, what we do is we actually post it as a trial reel. It means that we can split test multiple things at once, assess how they perform, and then only mix the winners into the ad. So the big takeaway that I want you to take from this video is you need to make your ads far more specific. And the only way that you're going to do that is by really speaking to one specific type of person and testing multiple different angles. For example, if I was a fitness coach and I was trying to appeal to women, a very good hook that we could use for our content in the top of funnel campaign would be, if I was a 70-kilo woman looking to lose 5 to 10 kilos of body fat in the next 8 weeks, these are the 3 things that I wouldn't do. And we'd then have that piece of content with all the call to actions around following the page. But what we'd then also do is we'd even want to go one step further and look at the background and the surroundings that we have. Are we in a gym environment? Are we outside? Are we in a kitchen? We want to split test these different variations, because Facebook will then see what our background is. They'll listen to what we're talking about, and they'll literally then show our ad to the right types of people based off all of these factors. But it actually allows us to lean into a strong suit because our audience is broader. We're then not capped with a frequency score. So in ads, there's a metric called frequency, which shows us the number of times that our ad is shown to the same person. When our frequency score shoots up, it means that we're paying to just show our ad to the same person multiple times. which on a retargeting campaign can make sense, but when we're running a top of funnel campaign, we're looking to bring cold audiences into our world, so we want to make sure that our frequency score is as low as possible. And because of the Andromeda update, it means that our audience can be very broad. We're just literally targeting a gender, an age range, and a location, and then our ad is the specific thing that hones in on the targeting. So if you're currently running ads and you haven't updated for the Andromeda update, here's essentially a 5-step process that you need to follow if you want to get your ads profitable again and get them ready for the updated system. The first one is consolidation. What I like to do is have one main campaign, which is the scaling campaign, which has our high achieving, high performing ads in them. I like to then have a testing campaign alongside this. We don't want to test creatives in our scaling campaign because that then takes away some of the budget that is allocated towards the things that are performing. So we can then have a testing campaign with a far smaller budget to test performance, and only when it's profitable can we then mix it into the actual scaling campaign and have a piece of that budget. Now the second point is auditing the hooks and making sure that our hooks and content throughout is very specific. Like I mentioned earlier, if we're targeting women, if I was a 70 kilo woman looking to achieve this. If we were targeting men, if I was an 86 kilo man looking to get to 80 kilos in the next 6 weeks, this is what I would do. That's obviously specific to fitness, but even down to that granular level, talking to a specific type of person, and from a fitness perspective, continuing that with that example, those two weights, so 70 kilo for women, 86 kilo for men, generally are the ones that perform best, because that's generally the average weight statistically across both men and women. So even if we're not targeting the fitness industry, we still want to make our content very, very specific. Andromeda also likes multiple varieties. So we want to give it variety instead of just running everything through one ad, which is why we want to use the trial reel concept on Instagram to post content, test it, trial different hooks, trial different variations, and then only move the winning ones into testing campaigns, and then once they're performing, into the scaling campaign. Now the fourth point is go very broad with your targeting and very specific with your ad. If your audience has loads of detailed targeting and interest targeting, go broader. Let a broad audience run with your specific ads inside. Now the fifth point is stop pulling your ads so early. Facebook has a learning phase, and for us to get an ad out of learning into an optimized phase, it has to run for multiple days, 7 to 14 days in most cases. And if we're pulling ads too quick, we're literally not giving Facebook enough time to actually find our winning creatives. I personally much prefer the Andromeda update because it means that content is even more specific. We can talk with the language that our leads resonate with, and Facebook will literally pluck those leads out of their platforms for us, and it means that there's less need to go even more granular with targeting. It levels the playing field, because before these bigger companies had massive email lists and they could create massive lookalike audiences, whereas now it levels the field because it just means that whoever's the best at content and the most specific will generally get the best quality leads.